Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to talk about informing your child that they have autism or ASD. I've had a lot of questions asking when did I tell Tegan he had autism, how did I go about it, and the honest answer is I probably didn't. Bearing in mind, Tegan wasn't diagnosed officially with ASD until he was 11. The reason behind that was that he was born premature. He was delayed in all areas, and he was first diagnosed with global developmental delay, speech and language delay, and communication disorder. And yeah, so him reaching his milestones, he didn't, but they took some time and we wasn't really concerned. When it was time for him to go to secondary school, I went back to my GP and asked for him to be assessed again for anything else, because I knew that secondary school would be such a big step for him. He was going to mainstream secondary because primary school was really good. The support was really good there. But I knew that the support wouldn't be the same. Anyway, he was assessed and it turned out that he did have mild to moderate ASD. We never really had the conversation with Tegan because the basis behind getting that diagnosis was to help him within education. I know that the education system can be quite crap, so having all of those things in his statement would benefit him a little bit more. So I think before that, if you had asked Tegan, you know, if he was delayed in any way or if he had autism, he would actually say no. Because his secondary school experience was so bad, it was horrible, and we made the decision to remove him from mainstream school and put him into a special setting, and we never looked back. It was the best thing we actually did. So once he moved to his new setting, all the children were virtually like him. They were all on the spectrum, all different levels, so he could actually relate to them. And that was a nice thing about it, because everybody was able to be themselves. They didn't have to put on no facade, they didn't have to be someone else, they didn't have to do things just to fit in, they could just be them. And that's what I really liked about his school. So I think after developing Voices for Autism and talking about autism a lot more, Tegan is now aware that he does have autism. He probably cannot explain what autism is and how it affects him, but he now knows that he does have autism. And it wasn't a conversation that, you know, we sat down with him and talked it through, because really, how do you even begin to speak to somebody about autism? What do you say? And we need to remember that autism is such a spectrum. Everybody's affected differently. So what do you say? For younger ones, I mean, a lot of children are aware that they're different because they're treated differently, i.e. being bullied or being called weird and blah, blah, blah. So there are a lot of books out there that are child friendly, which you as parents would be able to look at before having the conversation, if you choose to have the conversation. Amazon is a really good place because they have a lot of books on autism, a lot of books explaining what autism is in child-friendly terms, really. So I would suggest you head there to find out more, and also to pick a book that is suitable for your child. Children that are on the spectrum are obviously at different levels. So we say Tegan's 17. He's 17 in age, but in mind he isn't 17. But it was never something that worried me. It wasn't something that, you know, we have to tell him that he has autism. No, because we don't make a big deal out of it. We have another child who is younger. he doesn't have any additional needs, and we treat them exactly the same. So, you know, sitting Tegan down and saying, oh, you know, you've got this hidden disability and it's this and it's that. No, no, you're still human. You're still amazing, you're still special, and those are the things that we want to focus on. So I would say to any parents and carers, if you are having the conversation, focus on the good points. Don't focus that, you know, people are not always going to like you and, you know, you are different, and let's not focus on all of that. What we need to be focusing on is how well they can do, what they can do, what their strengths are, what their likes are, and that's what we need to tap into to make them to be, you know, the most amazing humans that they can be. I'm not interested in Tegan becoming a doctor or a lawyer or, you know, some judge. I don't care about that. My thing is that Tegan needs to be happy. He needs to be doing something that's going to help him to grow, that's going to help him to flourish and just be a well-rounded gentleman, you know, that he is becoming already. So, in a nutshell, it's not a conversation that we had with Tegan about his autism, but if you feel that your child needs to know, I would suggest heading over to Amazon, because they have a lot of books, and even with siblings as well, they might want to know what autism is. I mean, for our younger son, he's at our coffee mornings all the time, so he understands what autism is, he understands how Tegan is affected, and he understands how autism can affect others. So he's quite an autism advocate, you might as well say. So it's, you know, I would say each to their own, really. Don't feel that you have to have the conversation, and if you do have the conversation, you know, even trying to find some social stories as well to kind of break it down into small bite-sized chunks that they understand. But please focus on how amazing they are. Please focus on, you know, how beautiful they are as a person, and just support them in their growth. Take care, guys.